everyone. This is Dr. Tony Moore, also known as the Boss Builder. Today, I just came by to just encourage you and empower you and remind you that you are better today than you were yesterday, and you're supposed to be more tomorrow than you've ever been before. You've ever been before, you ever heard before, you've ever seen before. But you have to do more for you. You have to believe in more for you. You have to dream more for you. Today I got a chance to watch the movie Joy, and it was so awesome. It was awesome because it reminded me that we have a dream deep down on the inside of us that knocks at our door repeatedly, almost every day. There's something that says, you're better than this. You could do more than this. Regardless of what's in front of you, regardless of your life experience and circumstances. If you didn't get a chance to see it, I would definitely encourage you to see it because it reminds you that ordinary people can do extraordinary things. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to give yourself away. You don't have to offer your assets to every toad that pretends like he's the Prince Charming. You just have to believe in you. You have to believe that you're wonderfully and fearfully made to do something more than you've ever done before, heard before, seen before. And all you have to do is just believe in you. Deep down on the inside of you, there is something meant for you to do. We call it callings. And it's the callings and the gifts and the callings that God gives to each and every one of us that reminds us that there is something that we are supposed to do to make this life better for each and every one of us, including ourselves. Are you chasing that dream, or did you ignore it? And are you ignoring it because life happens? Are you ignoring it because you tried? Or you even didn't even try? Are you ignoring it because you don't think that you're good enough? Because you failed that one time? Because statistically speaking, there was a statistic that said that most people who do try, they just try one time. You just try one time to be better than you ever were before. Better than your mom, your dad, the generations before you. But here's the thing. I always think about Harriet Tubman. I always think about Sojourner Truth. I always think about my ancestors who were just told that they wasn't even a person. I think about my ancestors who weren't even counted as people because we were women. But that didn't stop them. That didn't stop them. It didn't block them. It didn't limit them. Because God still kept giving them a dream of being something greater than they've ever seen before, a dream of freedom. Don't you want to be free from the same old same? Don't you want to be free from hearing other people's negativity? So you got to do something for you. You got to believe in you for you. And even if you can't believe in you, believe that that dream that keeps knocking on that door, that unshakable dream, keeps knocking on your door, that it's meant to come from you. It's almost like a birthing process. You got to give birth to it. Some people are like, well, I'm not a mom. I never gave birth. Well, if you adopted a child, you had to give birth to their destiny. Because based on how they were come into this world, there was something inside of you that said this is not how they're supposed to end. Even if some people aren't married, or parents, they're married, and they remember when they got that ring on their finger, they were like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. They knew exactly what they're going to do. And they spent all this money for a 4-hour party. No judgment. But your life is more than a 4-hour party. Your life is more than a ring on your finger. Your life is something that you make for you, you design for you, you create for you when you believe in you for you. So I encourage you to believe in more for you because more is meant for you. Trust me. You're looking at someone who was traumatized. You're looking at someone who, came out of a circumstances. My mom and my dad got together. They were teenagers. She could have given me up for adoption, but, she allowed me to stay. She allowed me to be here. She didn't quite understand me because I was a dreamer, a doer, pursuer. And by the time I met her, life had happened so much that she stopped dreaming. And even when I was a child, I always tried to encourage her to dream again, to do again, to just be more for her again. And I couldn't necessarily wake her up, but it didn't stop me from dreaming and doing and pursuing. So I went from being a welfare kid who lived in other people's basements, who lived in foster care, to going to the University of Pennsylvania. And even though I almost messed up, because that's what happens, I didn't give up. And because I didn't give up, I pursued. I got a degree. Statistically speaking, I shouldn't have gotten a degree, especially when my mom told me that I was just going to be like her in the projects with a bunch of kids and no husband. But I believed in more for me. And now, each and every day, I encourage other people to be more for themselves, regardless of what you see, regardless of what you hear, regardless of what you think you know. Chase after that dream. because that dream is there to encourage you and empower you and strengthen you to be better, to be more, to be greater for you. Alrighty? Be more for you. Make your dreams come true for you. Alrighty? So until next time, we will meet again, we will talk again, and I will see you again.
No fear, no fame. Take that mask off your face.